Third map.
这场 BO3 的决胜
First time that we've ever seen all gamers play Breeze, both playing the same comp, which is like Harbor Viper with a Yoru.
的一个地步了。
So a little bit unique. It's funny that both teams are playing it.
AG 作为进攻方，先行的控住了 A 场，拿取技能点，看来是想要以运营为主了。
是这张地图的。
I guess teams feel like they struggle a lot with like fighting for
投入的
this.
情况下，会更加偏向于进攻方。
中路的渗透其做的。
Because this was like a
防做了前压。
Like a T1 wall when they were running Harbor at kickoff.
因为爆能器其实在靠近 B 的位置。
是，但是这个位置如果自己出来倒在这儿就尴尬了。
The Nem and Bleed were doing a lot of it.
稳是正确的，因为猎枭在这张地图非常的重要啊。
What was the recon? Yeah, I mean it missed, whatever it was.
这个时候再去对 B 点去做一个提速，我开始第一时间感觉是不能死的。如果自己要被穿，
Vukashi's taking a lot of spray damage. I mean, this is the site you just don't want to go to, right? Vukashu on B of all places. There's a place to just get unlocked as a player. It's there.
大迁徙，这样的话直接从 B 通的位置。
Yeah, cutting across with this wall, you got a trip, so if anybody pushes elbow on defense, they're gonna get spotted. Xion just out in the open, PCH stayed by to slow this down, gonna check, see if anybody's gonna push this, and actually looking like it's gonna flank all the way around. But I mean, it has just... You snake bit this, and then nobody's like contesting for it anymore. Which I think if I'm Nick, it'd be nice to know that like this is just not being held and I'm holding it alone. Still like a lot of crazy damage. But you can play post plant here nicely for all gamers.
拖了足够长的一个时间了，但是我开始过来的位置确实也比较尴尬，有一个金字塔的小掩体在，没有办法打成一个前后的包夹，贴出来一个。
Nice try. All gamers. Yeah, strange.
AG 目前看来的稳定性是不错的，它
strange stuff, but that's pretty much been part of the cost for this whole series. It feels like.
会比较冒风险以外，这通过摸牌开这个开关门，然后再直接一个。
And suddenly Delby's on duelist and he gets a free K.
这种打法其实比较少见。
对，这里确实是标配没有更多的子弹了。
TZH 其实有个很大的伏笔，但他后续就打2个可能不太够。那这一分枪械优势也是来到了 AG 这一边。
Any force up? Not really. I found a sheriff for Vukashu.
对的，长枪会在这张地图里面会有更加明显的一个。
And they already have the Euro round 2.
打个出烟闪。
Flash is perfect, but there's no like real position to follow up on it. And they've already picked up the like orb, so it's fine for them to just back out.
给到了 AG 一些压力，你可以注意到他们明明枪械是优势。
I mean, are you going to use the ultimate on this round?
还是要去拉扯。AG 在进攻的时候，这几个回合，这第二个包括第二个回合。
Because it feels a little bit of a waste to like use that orb up for you and then not use your ultimate on this round. AG wins more pistol rounds, I remember. Yeah, I mean, I think they're on top of it now. It's either like 3-2 or 3 or 4-1.
我开始就一把正义。
假身进来，探到位置，我看说只能走啊。那现在爆能器安置完之后，这一个远打近，或者说长枪打短枪就没什么机会了啊。
是，那看一下这个回合要怎么去选择了，而且 Delby 手里的终极技能都还在，他甚至
At least they're like saving the ultimate. Nothing really else is like close by.
技能去拿到一点优势。
是的，来了，开始找机会，但是把害灵，远距离不好打，并且有人在绕。
They've just walked all the way around.
接得很稳 ，Luke 收掉了一个。
I mean, in these moments, I think that's where like Harbor can work for DRG.
掉了海盾就很困难了。
是的。
Because you've got 2 kills.
还是拉的会比较开的 ，AG 还
You didn't stop the plant, which is unfortunate, but like everything else seems to have worked pretty well.
把战线拉长，把对枪环境改变成一个远距离，就不容易出问题。这也是这张地图。
Xion is quite good. I'm still a bit sad that they dropped Dingwei. Yeah, it was impressive, like from what he was able to do in such a short amount of time. I don't necessarily think that he was the problem.
2把长枪
But like, I think flexibility becomes an issue.
敲头命中，伤害是不变的。
Like, I don't think Dingwei could play Harbor really.
当成一个小害灵小幻影来使用。
来看一下，要来。
第3分就有神鬼不绝了。
是，其实第2分的时候就已经冲刺完毕了，但是第2分是完完全全的省了下来，要进去找人了。我开始已经先穿掉了 Monk。
All right, Vukashi's found 2 actually, just playing from the bottom of stairs. 3.
不是，
The Euro ultimate just getting absolutely nothing. It feels like a value.
对，我们确实第一时间没有看到我开始的一个视角，但是我们 看到
And
了
then you've
Delby 这
got
里，但是
Spitfires in mid, Delby. I have to keep checking their names now just because I know, like, I've got used to being like, okay, Spitfires is the duelist. And now it's like, he's back on the Sentinel, so I'm just gonna probably keep confusing them up. Gotta be a save, right?
直接掉在这个位置了，想要再去操作，难度系数相当之高。防守队员所有人都已经是过来了。
Wasn't really even much of a bonus either, like a buy up here from Salt 9.
毕竟自己还有像索奈队友是没有经济。
Lukashi is alpha, but good. That's not like alpha's good.
正面的接架火力真的好恐怖啊！
是，特别是这种远点的对枪，我开始。 他的个人枪法能力是更加能够去体现出来的。
But I think both like Alpha and Vukashi sort of suffer from the same problem. Is that sometimes it's kind of hard to incorporate them into a team.
他最后这一个2选1也是选择到了微风岛屿嘛？
对的。这样的话应该是要选择到宝枪。
I will take Alpha Slander here of all places.
DRG 这里用更加强硬的枪法去成功的给度过了。
Happy for everybody else to get slandered, but not
有这种情况，
not
难
Alpha.
免有那么1到2个回合，沃卡鼠就用枪说话了，他的话语权还挺硬的，那就是没有办法。 但其实我觉得 AG 一定会做好对手有人突然开始发挥的准备的，毕竟他们的对手自己也很了解了。
对，长枪回合一把枪都没有掉，非常舒服。而且我开鼠哇，其实还是无甲的一个状态，我开鼠又是一个无甲。
All right.
我的天哪！
啊，这样点到3个人吗？
Probably their style is that they're not fragging, they look really silly. Yeah, sometimes it's like, it's same with like playing duelist, like knowing when you need to be sort of more passive and more like just a general threat as opposed to when you need to be proactive and aggressive and push to find space. It's not an easy thing to like get right, I don't think.
非常高的。对的。虽然之前打这张图偏少吧，但是对于这个头部命中点位是很清晰的。中路夹击，这一分才是 AG 的重头戏啊！因为当前来到关键分了，他们得赢这一分。
Spitfires is just full running. Like they hit all of this clumping in holes.
就是一个名牌开门，想要跟 A 小级 A 场打一个3方向进 A。
海顿自己能够先从海顿里面再拖延一会儿。
这一波很难接。
Xion just getting shot in the back of the head. This wall is nice, like just the like full contact walk up here with a harbor wall. Good round, because so much attention was focused on holes because of Spitfires just being noisy.
Spitfire 就是名牌自己在2楼的一个位置。
小火龙就自己完了，他现在通过开门。
Vukashi's still alive though. That's the problem. What team was Xion on before? On DRG, he was just a sub. Like he was on the main roster, then he got benched, and now he's got brought back again.
这个枪也很硬啊。
这个地方我觉得没有报到2楼有人是可能会有一点存在沟通上的一个失误。
It's like Sentinels bring back Pancada.
巨大脚步在2楼咚咚咚咚咚的跑。
Same sort of thing.
对。
估计是身位控制有点问题吧，但不影响这一分的走向了。现在一个5打2的残局 ，DLB 出来
good
抓
peek,
人，
just as the recon comes in, forced to save.
同时，我觉得现在在 AG 的视角应该
Spitfires is spitting fire now. I mean, looks it. I think if this works for all gamers, they should just keep it as that Delby's the duelist and Spitfires is on Sentinel.
来了一个完全没有任何掉枪的情况。
对，这个3方向进点，我觉得小火龙会立一个很大的功劳。他在2楼给了很大的压力。
I root for DRG because I like the dragon logo. I think it's also like I want Ascension teams to do well.
小头皮的位置一直会露出来。特别多方向都得去看。
Like in all of the regions, I want the Ascension teams to not just be like bottom of the barrel, right? At least we kind of have that with like G2 and DRG to an extent, but like gentle mates. Not sure that they'll be much better. Like good winning against BBL yesterday, but I mean the quality of the series is pretty bad. I feel like that with watching all of EMEA at the moment. Just like I know I'm watching China where it's very sloppy and it's not as good. But like I guess I was expecting more out of like EMEA. Like either I think they're just overcooking with some comps that just don't need to be overcooked, or they're just getting like basic things wrong.
这还能打到，就对点位太清楚了。
是，被送到了这样的一个位置，把战术监控给打。
哎，看到一个枪，但可惜啊，只是打到。
At least for China, you have the fact that it's just a super mechanically gifted region.
非常强势的想要去拿到这个中路的控制权啊！
是。
那DRG第一时间也没有选择在中路跟你继续去交火了，但是他们这样的话是会失去太多的地图信息了。 中路完全不知道的情况下，只能用枭雄无人机
Alright,
看
you spotted the Cypher at least.
小火龙一个人
The。way DRG plays enrages me with how Vukashi turns into God and bails him out.
想办法去拿到对面的主攻动向，但现在好像不需要拿了。夹 A 之势已经形成，狂潮隔绝，正面升起独木 ，A 场夹击马上就要到位。
I mean, that's a similar thing for a lot of Chinese teams.
接一边很聪明，接的是 A 场，全白的，还在掏技的。
Alright, nice play from DRG. Like, really good timing to go for that too.
哇，很难受啊。
但是他们是
Having the spike, like Xion is got the cove as well if you want something else to play around.
下了是双
Really good, like cutting noise, walking up, playing together. Most importantly, AG doesn't matter though. Xion still gets 2.
时间不太够了。Del B，
Oh, I mean that would have been incredible if Del B was able to pull that
这个
off.
回合DRG 的一个选择打得非常的清楚。
Tracy spot's going to be really interesting this time around. I look forward to seeing what potential they found with Liao King and how they managed to integrate him. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an interesting move because, like, for the eye test, Liao King during evolution looked solid. Kickoff, no, because all of Tyloo looked tragic. So I guess it's interesting to see what Liao King would bring that Flexing doesn't.
三杀到手之后，这一分几乎就再无
I know they've sort of said like flexibility and stuff, but it's got to be more than that.
就说自己可能会成为崩盘的一个局面啊。
包括上一分 AG 是交出了自己的神经曲息的，那在中位技能上 DRG 还会有一定的小优势，包括 Trace Look 的神鬼不绝也快充能好了。
I feel like we would take, but they actually look fundamentally solid.
开没了。
Yeah, I think it's just that they kind of look.
OK， 就打你 A 场，知道你 A 场人少了。
If they get sort of beaten down bad, they just lose all like mental.
石勇奇这么快的体验枪吗？还是再接，又有一个，又是
Nice Xion, Jesus. That's why they brought him in.
放技能的 timing 要被找到吗？哎呦，标配差一点，芒克还好是能够把人给截住，打了一个闪。
And look at TZH just running all the way through. Don't splinter too much. Like here, if your TZH just back up. Like you know where the spike is. You've got the rotation if they try and go elsewhere. You got to trip up in holes. Like this is good. I really like how quickly Nick came to like help across here too. See, does it have a recon?
突然你有一个这种人在这儿这样子转，确实是很。
But you're going into the side where you also have like Cypher util.
它其实是一个三方。
So like DRG, like Xion winning these fights is great, but like how they're reacting to all of this is really nice too.
就导致了整体的一个坠机的情况。
强行在 A 通把人给接完了。
是。
Like really nice call from Nick. Really good team play with like
有
TZH.
点像是这种三方向，就是我把进攻方打成一个包夹包饺子，但是你这样你有一个部分的皮露馅了，那它一整个线都会流出来。
Vu's reading this nicely too, like adjusting, moving.
之后好像有机会。
Hard to play for the crosshair, but he does it anyway.
我开始一直在这等。
他这波其实是
Can't wait for China to catch up strategically. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take long.
这样是。 这种是对于 AG 来说又陷入到那种
It's just the thing that's going to slow the region down is just they can put in all of the effort to make like their default stronger, like build up protocols. But it's just not as fun as like either just scrimming a load or aim training a load, or like playing scrims without that kind of discipline, or just playing scrims for fun almost.
对。
We have 4 competitive regions where teams that win tournaments will get insane tournaments. Yeah, I mean, I think the international events is the things that really like sell Valorant esports. Like, I'd like the international leagues themselves to feel more valuable than they are. Because right now it just feels like a means to an end. But the international leagues don't matter, it's just the teams that qualify for them to attend international events. Oh, it is a tech pause, yeah. Oh man, at this rate I'm not going to be able to watch any of like freaking JDG versus Edward.
石勇奇已经承担了非常多前点火力上的覆盖了，他就这2分已经有2个三杀出现了，基本拿完一个三杀这一分就结束，拿一个三杀这分就结束。那后续的情况该怎么去扭转呢？你首先不可能只针对石勇奇这个点位的，但是他必须得解决，因为每一波夹击进点都受到很大阻碍。那接下来其实我觉得可以考虑去换一个点打。 或是说像之前那样，比如说我通过中路的烟雾控中，先控完中，我把你人勾出来，就用一种类似于钓鱼的状态去找击杀。
我是会比较相信。
So might I go? Yeah, I've got casting at 2 o'clock and it's half 12 now. So I'll probably have to dip in like an hour.
连续的执行这一个战术的主要原因是会有点可能会有点不符。
Well, casting I'm doing Polaris. It's like last week before playoffs.
是吧？就是。
有种你再转一次。
对，有种你再转一次，但
结果真转了。
With how crazy Chinese gaming culture is, they'll definitely emphasize drilling protocols eventually.
要再去寻找新的一个战术去想办法来打了。
是的。
LPL is not drilled. I mean, it's a different kind of game, like for League, right?
夜路的中位技能两边都有了。
对。
那在中位技能的
To an extent，
哪边能找到一些优势？这其实会比较考验选手，因为夜路的神鬼不绝，它其实有2种使用方法。第一种呢是，哎，我拿来就纯当。
Is it in person? No, 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 it's online. I'm literally like set up ready to go, which is why I dipped very quickly in the break, like I muted and stuff, so I just got set up in the VMix call.
这是2种风格的打法，一种偏激进，一种偏保守。
想要自己来去操作的这种情况也是有可能会出现的，而且其实
I'm gonna watch you cast IRL. I mean, I'm not really working that much casting stuff anyway, so doing anything IRL is going to be tricky.
夜路这里去留些空隙出来，让他有更多的出烟闪的操作，或者说用假神去做一些配合在的。
是的，两边其实对夜路体系的理解还是。
How well is DRX Team Secret 3 DRX 5?
让我觉得很惊艳的操作，他只身一
I
人。
mean, that'll be a good series to watch.
开门打一个 TP 回点会。
Yeah, I'll probably just host like the main China stream.
这种打法其实比较的艺高人胆大了。
是。 这张地图目前的话，其实我们会发现2楼的防守其实DRG。I
think it might just slide into top 4 IGLs alongside Haldong, Berlin, and Hebei.
这边你大胆的去控。
是，但其实有注意到一个点，就是在
trying to think of like other IGLs that I'd sort of say. So like for EDG, you got Haldong, you got Berlin,
其实 counter 夜路上可能不太够，夜路
Hebei.
进入到。 这个对手的家中
对，这是最大的一个问题。
但是开门
I definitely said like top 3 for sure. Sword 9.
这个防守现在来说有点太空虚了。我觉得对于 DRG 来说，你也需要去做一定的调整。
Plix is pretty good as well, I'd say.
有英雄能够站出来，对吧？在我的部署里面
I don't like Abo's IGL in as much.
每个回合都能瞬间拿个3杀，拿个。
To be honest, I don't like a duelist playing IGL.
也是能趁当前这个时间点去做一些调整吧。
YH.
目前的话，我们可以看
See how well they do. What else does that leave us? Olingo.
的一些原因，那我们也是稍事的
working my way backwards now. Ice King's quite good. I feel like he had some good calling yesterday. Bear's been like impressive calling wise for Billy. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's all the IGLs. Yeah, I got YH. Who do I think is more likely to be in top 5? Yeah, I'd probably say like Nick. It's sort of between like Nick, Plix, Bear.
把他安排回到了这个少尉的一个位置嘛，看一下这一张地图里面，少尉有更多。
And then let's see how like YH does.
对枪上面。
But I do like
更多的能够恢复自己。
Ice King's calling for Tyloo. Like the most. Like not the most, but like I think it's like an underrated part of this team. You know, despite them like also looking like they're struggling to get a win on the board.
确实非常可爱的一个幽影猫猫。
Picked up some good maps at least.
现场有观众参与到我们的模仿，来看看。哎，这个感觉学的比较像啊。
啊，这个非常对味儿啊。
对味儿了。
It's probably the longest take pause that we've had in China.
这么个。对。啊，但是戴了口罩不确定。
I'm just gonna use this as a chance to go for a weed end. So BRB.
好兄弟来打比赛。
其实最近我觉得 DRG 的这个调整也能看得出来。首先是我觉得第一，我卡数他打得更团队了，不知道你们有没有感觉到啊？其实我是从前2张地图有感觉到，因为就 AG 给到了压力的，这说明什么 ？AG 给到了 DRG 一些压力的，所以我卡数得去跟队友做更多的协同去打补枪。再一点呢，试勇期的出现，他其实挺敢去抓机会的。试勇期我觉得是一个非常擅长在对面进点过程中创造麻烦的一个选手。
对的，而且他其实等于说也是把他在这个赛段里面 Stage 1的赛段里面把他换上来，让他来打的。那我觉得他一上场以后，今天的状态是非常恐怖的，手非常的热。
Nick 和唐哲浩，我觉得就是组成了 DRG 的一个最稳的一环吧。他们更多的时候是兜残局为主。好的，那么暂停也是终于结束了，回到我们的比赛。
那这个回合 AG 也是因为前2个回合想要去这样硬打，都是被对手的个人能力去化解掉了。现在的经济情况不是特别的乐观，但是 DLB 选手他终极技能是再次充能了，包括像 Monk 他的抱拳也已经是准备就绪。
是的，这一分整体还是偏慢打呀。AG 也是想要慢慢的去寻找对面的习惯，但是啊这一分做了一个站位的变换，我卡鼠从 B 区转移到了 A 点。
中路给上了一个进攻方 AG 这里的一个小型无人机，但是我们其实可以看到这几个回合 DRG 对于中路的控制啊，他们都不会
I have
特
to
别
see how well he does in EDG series. I know.
只要你的
Should be a really good
不要
series.
摸到我的出生点就 OK。我们看到会有第二时间的枭形无人机去补一下中路。
除了狂
Yeah,
潮
well, at least we're
那
back.
波基本就是如1703所说，但是第二时间夹击其实已经快要形成了。
要来，
我建议你闪开。
爆拳引发，
抱拳直接给，人在往后退。
Wasn't round 7 before, right? We've not had like a round reset.
这么灵吗？
不敢。
哎，学起来，我这个我真学了。
哎呦，Monk 刚刚过去，其实看着也蛮吓人的。你这个位置
打了一
Is that another kill that they got? Us sword was here.
是的，他从 A 小摸牌进来也是给到了刺身的机会，又在穿，又在穿。
这太吓人了，这个地方。
哇，半线还触发了。
是的，
这根本进不来啊 ！A 点有点固若金汤了。
我觉得踩到半
I
线。
think Ashley just knows all of the key spots, like just literally
那
spamming.
一刻，其实他们应该已经
Fairly easy round. Yeah, I just wanted to check that there was no like rollback or anything like that.
会意识到自己可能赌错点了。
That wasn't like tracking the
选错边了吧？
thingies
这
that
个
closely.
看似中路过得很轻松，看似 A 场没有那个试用期了，但是真正的杀招又在我卡数的身上。
是的，这有一根半线在这里啊！
哇，这真没得说吧？就这个位置他已经百试不爽了，后续真的得考虑蹲着过这个口了。
是，主要这几个回合 AG 也基本上都是对 A 去做这样的一个战术部署，那导致说
Good idea to time out now, I think, because you've had like a break where like for tech pauses you weren't allowed to talk at all.
暂停叫了。
So,
目前你看啊
you know, sometimes with a break like that, people can like lose a bit of their energy,
试用期
lose a bit of focus, forget the game plan a little. So, if you see around like that, calling a timeout, just being like, all right, let's just have like a minute to talk and like get out of our heads maybe.
侦测以及 DRG 其实是有2套模式的，它一套是一个
So it's worked out like marvelously timing wise.
对，
另一套呢是前点通过海神加夜路打 combo 去限制对手摸牌。
是的2套的一个战术在 A 点
I
都。
wonder how much of a fan base Vikasu actually like has
但是这样
now,
前一后的这样的一个
like in
战
China.
术部署，我觉得打出来的效果都是非常好的。
如果要结合 AG 的目前表现来看，我觉得他们得想办法，就他们不再是那个拆招人，他要想办法出更。
Palu actually looked quite good yesterday as well. Aaron looked great. Flexing didn't impress me as much as he probably should have done. Most importantly, hey, Chippermite, yeah, looked much more like comfortable on Sentinel.
啊，你只能说去改变自己
Good role to put him on.
自己的打法。
是 DLB 手里还是有自己的神鬼不觉在的。
Yeah, I think flexing looking rough though isn't too much of a shock.
AG 上个回合其实也是混起，这个回合依然还是。
You could say like, oh yeah, because Aaron's new to the team, they didn't struggle, but flexing's new to the team, he did. Like it shouldn't be an excuse, but you've got flexing playing more like support utility. Aaron's like, well, I mean, Aaron was more like supporting some of the stuff he was doing too.
其实听到了一些零的动静，但究竟是不是单挂，其实对于 DRG 来说是不知道的。
是。 有一个爆能器，现在还是在后方的位置，更多的还是对于 AG 这一招我们见过，对吧？想要来控制一下中路的这样的一个节奏。
对，而且 A 场压了 ，A 场这里直接给了一个不请自来往对面家里送。
但是 DRG 的这个防守策略也是一样，就是我中路可以给你，我至少我这集感觉看过，对吧？然后在这儿对吧？我开始跟他搞了2下，啊，不搞了，撤退，第2时间再去转打 A，
是不给机会的，并且做了一个假击骗人。
这儿有一个锚点在。 进攻方
AK kind of whiff.
是刚刚转点过程中其实有提到。
Yeah, I do also like moving him to duelist more.
是的，回身给了1枪，而且这有个台阶，我开始不太好去左右拉扯。
那 B 点其实能进了，但我们是上帝视角，但 AG 不清楚 B 点只有1个人。
Right, again, it's sort of a strange setup.
然后肖允熙在这个地方给了一个海盾，自己被找了一个侧身。看一
You
下
got these two players separated for the time being.
给了一个扑流，看到了。
Oh, Shion is just getting so much like value. Just has like the Euro to help. Good fight for Spitfires to win. And this is a full eco, but the eco is actually doing a lot.
用枪法说话，但是我卡数有信息。
They're pinging it, so they know that there's somebody close.
现在是他在明，敌在暗，但是刚又看到了 Monk，
现在都在明了，2个人互相看到了。
哦呦 ，Monk 好像很赶啊，但是
just getting it. He was running out of bullets there with how he was fighting.
掉的枪比较多，但是对于 DRG 来说，他们都
Yeah, good. One of the teammates spotting the player here was good.
我觉得也能接受，这是很提士气的一分。他们已经
Just meant that like Bunt had no
想当初他们
idea where he was coming from. He was out in the open.
和2把数位，但他们打到对面4把长枪，是一个不错的结果，是一个 nice eco。并且，其实我会觉得这样意味着他们当前这一套空中慢摸打法是有成效的。只要对手暂时没有想出解决办法的话，后续关键分也可以这么玩。
是。 但是这几个回合
What weapon did Monk have, like, in that final fight?
一点都没有给到说太
It's
大。
2 and 7 too.
我觉得这个可能也看一下 AG 后续。
You got Euro ultimate again,
明居
and then Viper's Pit.
两边都即将
They're just not bothering with B at all. Like, they're so scared of, like, Bukash's util, I guess. And Luke misses with the up.
可惜这枪想传走，但是是有抬手僵直的 DLB 在这里随时准备打闪，
没闪到，
没闪到。
Almost screwed it up. Kinda did screw it up. The trade's actually going in favor of DRG.
无息间到了这么高的位置，
然后2楼的半线现在被小火龙给打掉了。
想要吸引
Spitfires opens a door, breaks a trip, puts the cage up.
一波让我看到了
It's kinda nice, but it's so much like pressure just from 3 little moves.
信息四处都有藏人的可能，但最后的
It's a good Viper's Pit.
一定是把握不到的。
Camera just checking. This trip I'm a little bit worried about, but I do break it.
第二时间清一下后点，爆能
Recon see if there's anybody backside.
断就是在这儿，要断到了。
And Spitfires has found like this late rotation.
神取息一抛，还有残局的信息了。现在两个人是
Narrow
爆能
theft.
清，但这个
Gonna pressure this a bit more.
不难的。
反给了一个防守的回复，但是这个
Aldron see if he can get to TCH because they just used their own Viper's Pit.
出生点会站的一个位置。
Interesting round. They also need to be very careful, or at least a bit more aware of like Spitfires still lurking. Like Spitfires' lurkers found everything.
哦呦，幻影魅力时刻，124的伤害没致死，但是我卡叔已经到了一个一碰就碎的血量了。
是。
Like I'm watching this more and I'm just like, why would you not just have Spitfires on Sentinel the whole time?
打下26滴血的不开数。
Because being like the individuality that like Spitfires has here, like all of the stuff that he does is so useful.
哦，但他是想保狙，那我是能理解。
Like breaking the trip, doing all of this stuff here, pulls the rotations across, he's still there, gets this kill with the defender that's going through, and then lurks up mid to get a late pick onto an ulting Viper.
交了一波信息，最后的真实目的在 B 区。这一波真的是把对面有点耍得团团转了。
It's just a one-man army here.
非常的漂亮啊。其实中路
Almost gets the third as well.
闪想要清的是中路这一侧
But that's the best thing that like Spitfires has done all day.
稍微放呲了一些吧，最后的结果上是完全没有闪到防守方的成员。
这张图其实我觉得会坚持拿幻影的选手还挺少的，比如说突然发现一点啊
They're pinging this a lot.
和 Spitfires 他们俩其实都是有选择幻影。
Stay by it, shock dart, stop anybody from fighting it here.
拿信息，确定了这个
And then the ult me situation.
开炮，堵住了。
OK。
Body blocking him as well, so he can't actually get back.
非常的安全，但是管道前压了。注意这一波管道上的夜路前顶是带着把明狙的。
哦。
Alright, so you still have Luke with the off.
没办法那么灵活的去找人。
看到了。
Oh, he missed again.
陆克今天的明狙好像有点失常。
是陆克目前还没有找到自己最好的一个状态，有个侧身的机会，就藏在底下了。
Really clean from all gamers.
还在出，还在摸，看到一个蹦蹦跳跳的棒塔。
高大敌也不是那么好打，因为坡度实在有点太大了，能够接住一人，但自己的位置已经是暴露出来，给了一个蛇吻，第二时间不让去补枪，但是
Yeah, and all Spitfires gets another free.
3杀到手，小火龙打得很舒服，他时而单摸，时而脱离团队，时而又
Yeah, the more that I'm watching this, the more I'm just like, if you're like trying to move Spitfires over to main duelist, don't.
我觉得都是在于陆克现在还没有找到自己最好的一个状态。
是，可能这个明狙如果能打到一些击杀
Yeah, just literally getting him stuck right behind the arrow.
追平可能，我觉得也不一定。
And a really nice position for Spitfires to look up to. Especially with the door open.
这个灵玩的非常自由，有非常大的这个开火权啊。
And I guess no surprise that DRG would call a timeout at this point.
上半场其实只剩下2个回合了嘛，但是这一个暂停其实对于这2分 DRG 其实是比较想要去争夺的啊。
比分的归属权其实现在还是存在着悬念的，但是其实我个人觉得从经济上来看 ，DRG 可能很快会面对到关键分的情况啊，但是好像连续的丢分。 这连麦补偿也快拉起来了，具体还要在游戏中看。
经济应该我看后面2个回合应该是都够的，
够 OK。但是明狙能不能起出来会成为一个问题。
对的，
就明狙这个点，虽然说可能目前看来有一点点烧火棍，但是一旦知道明狙的发现，明狙的出现，那他一定是有一定压制力，他会逼迫进攻方去交出一些，比如说枭形无人机，或者说像这种闪光技能去过。
Like Monk's hair, the headband, just iconic.
观众这里举的这个牌子也有举到一个 Luke， 这是 rank， 希望 Luke 能够来到一个比较放松的
Yeah, 10 and 5, 10 and 7.
太大压力。
Again, like it's like Luke is struggling. Last 2 maps. I mean, that's pretty much been like par for the course for a lot of DRG stuff. Of like, Luke can have.
来到了 DRG 的
like 1 good map, 2 bad maps, or 2 good maps, 1 bad map. It just seems to like swing it so much. Even like halves, it feels like you could have Luke being just absolutely like dog on defense, but on attack he might just absolutely come alive. Like it's very it's not even like inconsistent, it's like consistently inconsistent. Like just on sides, on maps. But I think when he plays bad, it's so hard to see him like come back and look good on the same map. So like binary almost. If he looks bad here, he's going to look bad for the rest of this half. Does he look bad at the start of their attack? He's going to look bad for the rest of their attack, right? A lot of ultimates now for DRG to work with. Money is still like very close and very tight though. So much time has been wasted. All gamers have just hoping to find something mid, somebody to overextend, somebody to push out. You've got the Ald run out of them from up here. Nobody's putting pressure in holes, but because AG have like conditioned this so much, there's a lot of threat in this position, especially if you had a shock dart lineup to break this at the start. Right. Plan's gonna come in. It just goes down even if the Spitfires goes down here. It's still planted. They find LB just outside, like the late clear from mids. Neurofest shows that they're both in A main, and you got 1 shock dart, no snake bites. I don't really like that Bunt just goes to peek and fight that, but I understand it. Like you don't have anything to work with, but I think that you can like play time a little bit more. You're just hoping to like catch multiple people lining up, I guess. Yeah, this kill from TZH is pretty major. And I guess a really important trader came in from Nick actually, from Bunt just bunting it out of A main.
压力还是会比较给到 AG 这一边，因为现在可以看到 DRG 在那个暂停之后，好像逐步适应节奏了，而且自己所预期的把对手打进这个经济劣势分，好像并没有怎么出现。
对 ，AG 的这一套战术，上半场打的回合有点多了，感觉 DRG 刚刚已经是适应住了，再来一次，
还要再来吗？他们好像丝毫不担心自己会被对面针对啊。
Again, it's like fine for mid. This should be a dead give. Like this is a very China thing of just, it's very clear on where they're going. I mean, the reckoning is good. Like it just makes fighting for these positions really hard. Alright, nice response from all gamers though. Like you lose the last round, the money is still really tight for DRG because they've been losing the last couple. So all gamers are just like, yeah, let's carve it through. Why is this so close? Because all gamers are a good team. I don't think they're like playoffs potential, but I don't think DRG are either. Bukashio is the best aim in China. Certainly top 3.
上半场的12个回合里面，基本上就只有一次是认认真真要去正儿八经要去打一个回合币，但这一个回合就拿下了比较关键的。
I don't know who is the best aim really. I have to think about it a bit more. Like naturally you want to say like Kong Kong or Chi Chu, but RB's aim is crazy. I think like I don't know if it's. I feel like for me, Smoggy and Nobody are a little bit overrated for EDG.
打到目前为止 ，DRG 特别是 Luke 这里，他可能对于神鬼
Spring's like okay. YU's pretty good aim wise too.
并没有想象中的那么大。
YOU has his moments. Stew obviously.
三个人的故事
啊，第4位也出现了啊，这是接力吗？
是的
，OK。
You'd have to do it by role just because there's so many like good aimers, and it's also like what do you constitute as like good aim, right? Like is it being able to play stuff like Guardian, Marshal, Operator, Outlaw?
那同样聊回到比赛啊
Is it a duelist being able to like jump into a site and flick onto a player, or is it like taking aim duels from distance?
但是可能我个人觉得 DRG 更多时候利用的是地图上的优势，他凭借比如穿点
Respect Smoggy. I don't.
为烟雾的隔绝去
I
打出一些个人实力。
don't feel as bad about Smoggy as I do about Nobody. It's like I know that Nobody's a good player, but I think that moving him to like be pure like initiator role is kind of clipped his wings a little bit. HFMI's in the audience, oh nice.
上半场就可见一斑，
I guess he'd be cheering for his attacking soul like teammates.
很难有发挥空间。就是他的半线，我是指啊，不
在
是说
对，
Because HFMI was on a team with these two, and also the
有
coach.
点难受，他的半线很多时候会被零的。
Yeah, Guan is also insane.
对，但是其实两名选手更多
Life is also a good one too, yeah.
出了更多的击杀，所以数据上也是挺亮眼的。
是。
下半场两边攻防互换 ，DRG 打进攻 ，AG 打防守。注意一下进攻方的落位是 B 区，感觉要打 rush。
I think Chu, yeah, the player that Tech just dropped, had some pretty awesome aim as well.
那这波就不会让3个人直接 rush 进去。
合理，这个不请自来是往回放的，并且 TZH。
I'm trying to think of like players that just seem to get, like Martin has like low key some really good aim.
回到了 A 点，但是爆能器没带。
I'm trying to think of like the underrated players that
收集到一点信息。
aren't like the stars of a roster that just win some crazy rounds because their like mechanics are good.
但是中路这一波拼枪不好说了，Nick 反手再打掉一个 Bound，
把原点的
Yeah, 6 ult
是 Bound 说兄弟我在对枪，
got a trip
什么情况
over here, like
错失了一个 timing 出来。
really is same setups.
抢占到了 A 点内，能够安置一个非常舒服的。
I think I prefer this wall though that goes across that DRG were using in this one, but it might be just a pistol wall.
不想走，他想中路再断一手，断掉了 Spitfires， 正面依旧不是双拉，但是冒着有收头，但是。 哦呦，狂怒混烟混一个吗？
是的，人数的优势已经非常大了。想打闪，
来了，
贴到脸上了。
They just know where he is and clear him perfectly. Oh yeah, Viva for sure.
然后他要做那个鬼脸，他开枪的时候会有那个愤怒的表情。
对，
耶路这个经典的愤怒表情。
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't say Viva earlier.
进攻方之后啊， 这个
Trying to go for everybody now.
是的。
But FPX, I feel like we said everybody. EDG, Trace, Fung's aims is pretty like awesome.
这个回合其实我们有看到 DRG 这里的一个运营，但是更多一锤定音的还是在于选手的这个个人能力，这个拉开以后单打的这样的一个情况。
是的，而且这一分的起枪还挺有说法，是一把。
Like I think Vukashi's up there with just like aim skill. Like Vukashi was definitely like top 3. But I couldn't tell you who the other 2 players like on that list are. You know?
现在已经有4个点数了。
YZ, I think YZ's mechanics are like good, but I think what makes YZ such a good duelist is like the game sense of being a duelist. Like the man doesn't give a shit if he's satcheling in with a judge and finding openings for his team, right?
是，
来看到人了，
漏了一点身位，
出枪速度偏慢，第二时间再补烟，烟雾的。 这个阻隔效果是不错的。
我的妈呀，他举着
Everybody's here though. The whole stack of eco weapons. So there's one.
是的，舌吻只烫到了。
This is very like Sentinels inspired. I feel like a full classic eco.
拼枪，再来去寻求一个近距离的交火，但是
These guys are getting ready for the All Gamers Classic bundle so they can show it off. Which has been data mined apparently. It's in the next patch. Or maybe not like in the next patch, but like there's stuff from the data mine in the next one.
这一波拆完了，可就有点太。
I just want to be careful to be saying it because I don't want it to sound like I'm saying that yeah we're getting the next patch for example.
海神存在，所以会出现的问题是烟真的很混乱，然后拼点好像也出现了一点小失误啊，而且这些枪确实也不是很好混。 数位本身的这个开枪频率就会比较慢一点嘛，
包括刚才这个瞬爆，其实把场上几乎所有人都白了。
对，
行吧，那对吧？你白了，我也白了，我们公平对枪，跟我们俩都看得见是一样的。但是只能说这分很可惜啊，是直接。
We had to get the defuse, I didn't even notice.
有点怪，这个回合有点怪，只能说。
7比7，哇，两边真的好焦灼啊，这个分差都没有拉开到2分过啊。
You got the Viper Wall, Sova, and Cypher over here.
马上狂潮，第二时间还是劝退了DRG。我们看一下，
I like this setup more from AG than what DRG were doing on defense.
此时这一分只有他有钱能够这样起，而且队伍很相信我卡叔，他很有可能
like having a harbor here to like cascade and stuff, and then maybe you have the poison cloud here too.
是，小心无人机，看一下中路有没有
I mean, they've used Poison Cloud on attack to try and get across in halls, but the Yoru's like push past it.
一个师傅，这个师傅教的有点破不了招啊。
Well, the chances that the star player of League of Legends BLG is also called K-Knight. I think they are both pronounced K-Knight as well.
进攻方这里也还
I could be wrong on that though.
把标配还在去摸。
是的，我，这个瞬炮好像也不是出烟闪啊，就是打出来放个。
Yeah, why is he like a superstar?
但他的最终目的是帮助队友从 B 区进去，稀释一些火力。
剩余30秒。
不为所动。
完全不为所动。
两边战术感觉真的好像啊！你看 AG 在防守的时
But
候
like coming into kickoff, I was like, I think Wisey's like on his like last
人山人海，有一个人
legs.
的位置已经暴露出来了，小火龙已经穿掉了一个人，侧边还有一个强线，小火龙中
Spitfires is. Well, like, why would you not just play him on Sentinel the whole time when he looks this good?
直接混倒了。
小火龙的点
Like I swear, like
腾挪4杀到手。
from the few rounds that he just gets, like he's got more kills on this map already than he probably has in the other 2 maps combined.
这个回合让他在让
Yeah, what I was saying is like in the PTB patch, which is like 8.08, there's data mine stuff for the China classics in there. I don't know if that means that like for the next patch the China skins are going to be in there or not. I don't think so. Feels like that'd be too early. And it also lines up for just being like end of April, start of May.
一个人Luke 也没想到对手的火力来的这么汹涌，
这敢压的，
哎 ，DLB 也没了。
是的
Yeah, AG look good.
传掉了两边，好像这个小丑都比较难活。
这手牵手。
Fikashi sure loves rifle no armor, huh?
但是 Monk 被混到的血量是14啊，没有想到这一个。
It feels like he's just taking what he's running with what SLK was doing with like half armor strats. He's like, fuck playing half armor. I'm just gonna play no armor. Speaking of which, I'm kind of surprised that like half armor still isn't as popular as it used to be. Because I don't think the outlaw as a gun has like moved the needle too much. I guess it's the threat that you could just do that could cost you.
成功的安置下来了。
而且这个斜向的烟雾是可以无限续的啊。
是。
China have cracked aim, but a bit lost in fundamentals, I think. Yeah, I mean, there's
好痛。
language barrier is one of the aspects. The other is it's just like mental experience. Like there's so much pressure that goes onto the players from orgs, like just like families, like the culture side of it, right? Not saying that it's all like you've brought dishonor upon our family if you lose a series. It's not quite that deep, but these guys, like, I don't think the word burnout exists in Mandarin.
因为他在无论任何位置，他只要在绕的过程中发现，哎，好像队友顶不住了，他可以开一个狂烈之怒去撑那一下。我知道我在哪儿。还是
I gotta keep an eye on the time. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock now.
TCH 也尽力了，只能说这波绕的话，他可能存在着一点风险吧。
是，现在这个比分7比9 ，AG 现在是率先把这个比分拉开到2分。
Spitfires looks better when he's on sensor for sure. Like it's a small sample size, but like this is absolutely his best map. And it's not just like he's winning good like mechanical fights, like he's winning with this brain. I can't remember which coach said it, but it might be a fucking Wahujin thing. But like win the first duel with your aim, win the first duel with your brain, win the second with your aim. So like make sure that like every first duel that you have, like you're being very like intentional, like finding a good timing, using utility, combining with your like teammates well, utility-wise.
绕到了
，Look 是突然暴起，而且我开始已经绕到了2楼的一个位置了。
对，这一手绕，哎，还不看。
Bun was just not aware at all where he was.
交流上有点出入吧。追回1分，现在分差又。
But they practice 60 nowadays for 10 months straight. I mean, I think it's such a.
互流突然掉下来的这个情况。
I think it's silly. Like, even with like game changers, I think there were some teams like Navi that would like practice for 12 hours, 6 days a week.
这个回合因为没有
And it's just
是一定是付出了代价的，被抓到这样一个 timing 其实挺难受的。
Really depends on what you're doing in those 12 hours, but that just seems way too much for me. You could absolutely be a top team in the world scrimming 4 times a day, 5 days a week.
终极技能已经是好了3个了，包括 TZH。
You have ample breaks around it. You have some VOD review. You have some server time.
这已经知道你要干嘛了呀！我们俩就是心意相通的，但是梦克
这风刺穿了2个人吗？
还全是头，
是脸上又是有2朵云。
EDG versus JDG will be so interesting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna miss it. Like even like the first part of it.
但是远端又在混
啊！风刺还能再混一个吗？
风刺混3个了，就你滴血
到了，
哇！
But like, I'm not too scared of like missing other ones in the future because I don't have many days where I'm casting VCT, where I'm casting Polaris at the same time that China's on. I think it's like all like today and tomorrow, and then like twice more.
怎么说？
Like a Sunday next week and then a Saturday the week after, and then that's it. And I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be doing Polaris around VCT, so it's never gonna clash. That's the hope, at least.
要绕住了，这个地方都不敢
啊！这两边真就移形换位啊
We'll never be putting Guam back on Killjoy so they can pick up. Yeah, I think so. Alright, Nick is in a 1 versus 1 now. Spike still hasn't been planted. Cute recon. I thought that he might sort of peek a little bit more, but AG won the thrifty. Sorry, I'm sort of like zoning out on what's going on. My bad. Not as like focused as I usually am.
风刺一般来说，可能前2个我还稍微能理解一点，因为接的距离是比较近的，但后面其实离得很远。
哦，寻敌剑
照到了非常多人的位置，
那只能说是。 索耐力大哥，
包括像刚刚的这样一个中距离，甚至已经算是一个中长距离，风刺的蹲着的一个跑打。
Both teams still have a timeout. Well, DRG don't anymore. It's still like a good position to be in.
两边真的就是一个拉锯战了，而且我觉得像这样一个打得满满的 BO3，也一定还是会多少对于选手的体力上有考验在的。
哎，那这个
I think I'm just a little bit stressed, like for
其实据我所知 ，DRG 的
like casting, I suppose.
都是非常擅长去做健身。
Oh, more like I'm stressed. Like I don't want to like.
给我们的一个形象就是。
I don't want to miss this second series, but I kind of have to.
能够为队伍去提供后续的一个状态上面，即使是打到如此之焦灼的时候，也有人能够去。
I got AG with the worst team in China. They look alright. Yeah, I mean, I feel
抗压能力是更强。
where I rated them at kickoff is pretty accurate.
比赛场面上
Like they're good.
竞争赛压力多大呀，是吧？
But like if you see all gamers play up against, I don't know, like JDG.
他是有这个比较好的底子在的，虽然你看他
Or Edward Gaming. I don't think they're really going to do too much damage.
好的，暂停结束，回到比赛。
But I think this for me, this whole series just is like all gamers are better than they might look. DRG are worse than they might have like looked, based off of like that they won Ascension, that they've been consistently a top team in like Evolution. Made top 4 at kickoff.
感谢我们现场观众对于选手的一个支持啊！今天这场拉锯战对于选手的体力是。
But yeah, this all gamers team has everything they need to be strong. And even if they lose this series, they've all been close maps.
中路的渗透，陆克还是想要凭借自己的单挂去找机会。对，这个虚拟剑他好像能躲过去。哎，提前量交了一个力挽狂澜，他以为对面要复刻自己的战术，结果扑空了。
现在是怎么说
I guess it's more like impressive that all gamers have been able to like look this good this quickly.
知道 A 点后点双人站位了，但是
And I think like for Icebox, a lot of the stuff that they were just losing out, like they're just pressure. Like if we see all gamers get to 11 rounds, let's see if they start to fall off again. Oh, they just backed out right into him. I mean, the mental side of it now just feels like it's all gamers. DRG just look a little bit boomed.
再来三杀，吊臂力大功。
这一块没有留技能吗
On the Nico again.
可能真没想到神锁能压得这么快。
Personally, really like Sword9. Would love to see him with JDG. I think out of the two, I'd rate YH better.
意识到了，就是对手好像不怎么去控这个管道。
Like the experience too.
这也算是抓习惯。
而且修文席这个地方肯定嘴里已经在说了，后面有人，后面有人，后面有人。
And his Fury as well, just as the Euro flanks them.
是的。 这一分其实我觉得整体看
Yeah, I'm really like glad for all gamers to like show up like this.
那现在好像分差被逐步拉大了。DRG 的暂停也是刚刚叫完，目前看来又进入到了被对手打进混起分的情况。乌卡鼠继续使用。
What's the best VCT team other than EDG? FPX would be the obvious answer. My answer would be Trace.
个人走2楼，真是啊，
感觉好像没有什么人能看到他们啊。那开门4个人直接从这出吗？
DLB 也已经是站在了中路的一个位置。
好像真的想。
Like I'm dying to see Trace make Shanghai.
之前会看到其他队友有一个战术在这里。
我又关了。
无事发生，不打扰了啊，先走了啊。
Trace just like the mechanics, unfortunately. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
打掉半线，准备。
I think what they lack is just the mental. Like, they just seem to fall off massively in big series.
有一个上来的 timing 被 Monk 给摘掉了。
I think Trace have everything they need to not only like be a top team, but be the top team.
更加齐整的人数。
Like, I think they possibly have the best IGL in China. I think they have the best duelists, or one of the best duelists in China.
进攻方的枪械劣势还是蛮大的，幻影在这个位置上面点人也是非常的舒服，身边还有一个掩体，小火龙过来帮忙了，接完了。
5打2，
Yeah, Spitfires has found so much. I mean, this has just gone in with a whimper.
是的，这样的话是顺利的来到了自己的第12分，也是真正的。
It's so hard to predict China. I don't feel that that's
4个赛点能否把握住机会？现在其实
I don't think. I feel like it's easier to predict China than some other regions.
对。
I'd feel more comfortable predicting China than I would say Pacific. Like, this is one I'm going to be wrong on, but like, I'm definitely one of those people that's been very like anti-DRG, I suppose. Like, I've not been that like hot on them, even with them making top 4. I was like, they just show up where it matters. Yeah, Delby's done good today. Like, consistently top fragging for the team, but he's been playing Sentinel up until this map.
开混了，但是说实话，混烟效果会偏一般的，因为对手压根就没有打算出来去踩这个前点。
对的。 这个回合的话 ，DRG 是没有 A 通的位置可以去打了。接下来他们要去做怎么样的选择呢？先顺水推舟，先来到 B 前点的一个位置啊。
但是事实上，虽说 A 场展开了回复 ，A 小依旧有点要看，包括中路的管道可能会摸牌，所以他其实也没有让其他队友特别的集中。留了一个保镖在身边，让 Monk 稍微帮忙看一下。 那此时我觉得打 B 区的话，以人多打人少，尽可能的完成优势置换，就是当前 DRG 拿分的一条比较正确的道路了。往中路双门放的假身是被 Monk 先打掉了啊，但是这一波的进攻意图来了。
I'm not really gonna be that much, have they, DRG?
技能在这个地方还是比较多的，谁来去处
I mean, they're executing, but they just go right into the util. Timing fell off. Luke might have just been able to force his way through. It's a 3 versus 3.
脚步还是不太够的，只有他一个人在点内。
是。
Delby's just. I love that he's just walking up along here. They don't expect him at all, and he's seen 2.
但是他能够跳到底下去。
能捡枪吗？捡到了，尼克打掉了 Bont。
He's only got 4 bullets in this gun as well.
还有20秒的时间。
Has to reload. Stay by. Shock dart combo. Is that going to work out as well as it looks? No, not quite. But Nick's kind of giving away his position. Alright, Monk in a 1 versus 1.
Monk 怎么选择？来抓一下吗？投完了，来抓了。
Ooh, he just gets it. Alright, nice. Not only do all gamers pick up their first map, they pick up their first series. Alright, some Preds are going to be broken, including my own. But I'm surprised at how it ended as well. It was just... like going into the second half, it all just fell off a little bit. But yeah, DRG made like that roster move of bringing in Xion. Looked good on this map. Like Xion had some fantastic moments, but just completely fell off on the attacking side. What does this mean for AG's legacy? But I'm glad that like all gamers like it's coming along a lot quicker than it initially looked. But what are the... What am I doing here? Do it this way. So all games have got Wolves next, which is a winnable game. It's a hard game. Like all of these are like really tough opponents. I think all gamers versus Nova will be a really fun watch too. But yeah, I think if all gamers could look competitive against Wolves, they could definitely like challenge Billy Billy. But DRG, they've got FPX, Tech, JD, Trace, Hylu. They might only be able to like pick up the 1 win, in all honesty. Like, these are 4 crazy hard teams to be playing up against. JDG versus DRG will be funny though. Like rematch of Ascension. AG better than Wolves? I mean, quite possibly. AG win in Shanghai. Maybe not that much, but yeah, great series and map for them to win, for sure.